What is the agenda for today's classes? We're going to take the session for next 60 minutes. In the next 60 minutes, what you will understand is, you'll understand introduction to Power BI. By end of the 60 minutes, you'll get the complete picture about what is Power BI, what we will do with Power BI. Okay? Right.
Fine.
So as part of today's session, you will understand three things, guys. First, in order to understand Power BI, first we need to know data analysis. Once you understand about data analysis, then only we can understand about what? Power BI. Okay, second point you'll understand is, once you understand what is data analysis, then you will understand what is Power BI. What is Power BI? Third thing you will understand is, once you understand Power BI, by this time, you know about data analysis and Power BI. Then we will understand how to perform data analysis using Power BI. These are the 3 points you people will
Excellent.
understand in today's class. Let's
Thank
start
you.
one by one. First, we'll start with what is data analysis. Let's start with a simple definition. What is data analysis? Data analysis is a process. Data analysis is a process. That process, what it will do is, which converts business data into actionable information. Business data into actionable information, guys. So this is the simple definition of data analysis. I'll talk about this for a lot of minutes. You'll understand. So I'm telling data analysis is a process. Whenever you said it's a process, what is the meaning for process means? Process means collection of steps. What is the meaning for process is, whenever I said it's a process means it will have collection of steps. Let's see what are the different steps you will have in the data analysis. I'll just open one small Word document here just to explain what are the different steps available in data analysis. These are the 5 steps available in data analysis. You can see what is the step 1, OLTP. What is the step 2, ETL. Step 3, OLAP. Step 4, creating the reports. Step 5, sharing the reports to the clients. What is the name for this 5-step process? Data analysis. Okay, to be more specific, data analysis is a 5-step process. 5-step process. What that 5-step process will do? That 5-step process will convert company's business data into an actionable information. What is business data? What is actionable information? We'll see now. Now let me graphically show you how the data analysis will look like. I'll just open another image, not this. Sorry guys. I'll just open another image here. Just to make you understand how this is the architecture of data analysis. Data analysis, also known as business intelligence. Wherever you see business intelligence, in short BI, or data analysis, both are same. Business intelligence, data analysis are both are same. This business intelligence or data analysis totally contains how many steps I said? 5 steps. First step is what? OLTPs. We'll talk about it. Second step is what? ETL. Third step is OLAP.
OLAP.
Fourth step is creating reports or visuals. Fifth step is what? Sharing them with the clients. So by this time, what you people understand is data analysis contains 5 steps. We understand. What are the 5 steps is? First step is OLTP, we understand. Second step, we understand ETL. Third step is OLAP database. Fourth step is create reports. Fifth step is share reports to clients. We guys need to have the complete idea about these 5 steps. Then only we will jump into what? Power BI. If you know about these 5 steps, understanding Power BI become easy. So first I'll make you understand, first 30 minutes. I'll make you understand about these 5 steps. Once we understand these 5 steps, then we'll go and learn what? Power BI. That is easy. Okay, guys. Now, before we start learning these 5 steps, let me start like this. Okay, data analysis is there. It contains 5 steps. Who will use these 5 steps? Let's write a question. Who will use data analysis? Who will use data analysis, or who will do data analysis? Who will use data analysis, or who will do data analysis is each and every company. Each and every company will perform data analysis. No matter whether it is a big company or small company, every company need to perform these 5 steps, guys. You name any company. You name Amazon, Flipkart, any bank, ICICI, Access Bank, or any healthcare company, or no matter what company, whether it is a small company or big company, they need to perform these 5 steps. Okay, that much important this data analysis is. For every company, this data analysis is important. They need to perform it. Let me explain like this. Take when there is any company. Take when there is any company. Tell me a few company names. Flipkart is one company. Amazon is one company. In the list, I can include ICICI. If I keep on writing the company names, I can write lakhs of company names. In this list, I'll add this institute name also. Analytics Benchmark. This Analytics Benchmark is one company, a small company. Like this, you can write lot of company names. When there is any company, what the company will do is company will do some business. You take Flipkart company, they are doing what type of business here? E-commerce business. Amazon is also doing e-commerce. They have other business, that's fine. ICICI is doing what type of business? Banking or finance sector, financial business or banking business. Analytics Benchmark, education sector, edutech company, right? Like this, when there is any company, they'll do some business. When a company is doing the business, it will produce lot of business data. Any company, when it is doing the business, what they'll get? Business data. Take an example, when Flipkart is doing e-commerce business, what type of business data that company will get is, so a Flipkart company will get orders related data, uh, returns related data, returns, customers related data, and they also get products related data. What are the products they are selling? They also get sales related data. If I keep on writing, I can write lot of different data, guys. In the same note, we will try to understand when ICICI is doing banking business, it also produce lot of data. What type of data ICICI Bank will get? Day-to-day transactions data, customers related data, savings account related data, credit card related data, loans related data, insurance related data. If you keep on writing, I can write lot of other data. So you take analytics benchmark now. We are into education sector. When we do we are into edutech. We also get the business data. What is the business data for us? The most important business data for
Yes.
us is students data. Your information is the most important data. Students data, staff related data, courses related data, fee related data. Tomorrow when you pay the fee, that is one data for us. So all these are the business data for what? Analytics benchmark is. Like this, when there is any company, when do the business, they'll get lot of business data, right? When a company is getting the business data, that business data some company will store in where? Excel files. The people who are getting less data per day, if you take analytics benchmark, these people will store the business data in Excel files, because hardly per day we will get around 10 students data that will go and store in some Excel file. If you take Amazon or Flipkart, per day thousands of orders will be placed. They might store the data in some database, some SQL Server database, Oracle database, or other place also. I just write 3 examples. Some companies will store their data in MySQL database. Some companies will store the data in DB2 database. Some companies will store the data in the cloud, different places. So we call them as data source, guys. Wherever companies are storing the business data, we call it as what? Data source. Final point is, when a company is doing the business, they'll get the business data. That business data will be stored in some certain data source. The data source might be, what are the examples for data source? Excel or SQL Server or Oracle or MySQL, a lot of data sources, different places companies might store. What is the next step is company need to analyze the data. Company need to what? Any company must and should, why companies need to analyze the data to take better business decisions, guys.
True.
Analyzing the data means we need to understand where we are performing good, where we are performing bad. That is nothing but analyzing the data. Companies need to analyze the data to take, in order to take better business decisions, in order to take what? Better,
Decisions.
better business decisions. Correct. Better business decision. Any
Yes.
company, when they want to take any decisions, must and should they need to analyze. Let's take an example. Flipkart is selling 100 products, guys. Just take an example. They're selling how many products? 100 products. So how they will place the, they want to maintain the stock, right? When they want to maintain the stock, they will maintain all the 100 products same stock or different? Different.
Different.
Based on what they need to maintain the stock, first what they'll do is they'll go and analyze the 100 products data. They'll came to know which products are selling good. They'll came to know which products are selling bad. The products which are selling good, they'll maintain more stock. The products which are selling bad, they'll maintain less stock. Yes or no? So they want to
True.
take the decision which product, how much stock we need to keep. So if you blindly go and keep the same stock for every product, company will go into losses. So first, a company need to analyze the data, then only they can decide. That's what I written. Companies need to analyze the data in order to take what? Decisions. So any company you take, I need to take better decisions. Let's say there is a car manufacturing company. They need to know which models are selling good, which models are selling bad. Then only they can manufacture the models which are selling good. They'll manufacture more units. The models which are selling bad, they'll manufacture less units. What happens if they manufacture every car model same units? Again, losses, right? So like this, companies need to analyze the data. Analyzing the data means understanding what? Good and bad. Let me give you another example. Let's say ICICI Bank is operating currently in the 1,000 branches. How many branches? 1,000 branches. Imagine out of 1,000 branches, they are planning to close 10 branches. What they want to do? Close how many branches? 10
10.
branches. When they want to close 10 branches, will they randomly go and pick the 10 branches and close it, or what they'll do? First, they
Based
need
on
to
the
analyze
report.
the data. They'll take the 1,000 branches data. They want to do analysis. Then only they will take this decision or not. This is the decision they need to take. In order to take this decision, must and should, what they need to do? Analyze the data. So out of this 1,000 branches, which branches are performing good? Which branches are performing bad? They need to analyze. Then they'll go and take the branches which are performing bad and they'll close the 10 branches, guys. Okay. Ah, that is the point here. Companies need to analyze the data in order to take what? Better decisions. So in order to analyze the data, companies require something called reports. Okay, you are telling that in order to take the decisions, we need to analyze the data. In order to analyze the data, we required something called reports. What we required? Reports. Companies required reports to analyze the data. Let me show you how the reports will look like. I'm telling that companies required some kind of reports, right? I'll just show you how the reports will look like. I'm just going to open a couple of reports here. There is one report with the name Artificial Intelligence Sample, Corporate Spend, E-commerce Sales Analysis. I'm just opening a couple of reports just to show you how the reports will look like. This is how the report will look like. You can see this is one of the report. So this is another one. This is how the reports will look like. This one you can call it as one report, guys. So this kind of reports, what I'm trying to tell is companies require this kind of reports for what purposes? To analyze the data. This one we call it as complete one report. This kind of reports are required. Now I'm just going to another report here. You can see what is the title of the report? E-commerce sales report. Companies require this kind of reports. Now when I go here, there is one visual here. In the visual, you are showing subcategory wise what you are showing in this visual is, in this visual you are showing subcategory wise profits case. What you are showing? Subcategory wise profits. When I look at this visual, I'm showing subcategory wise profit. Which subcategory is doing highest profit here? Just tell me.
Copiers.
Which one is doing highest profit? Copiers.
Copiers.
Copiers is the one which is generating highest profit. Which one is generating lowest profits is tables. Tables is having a profit number minus 18K. Profit number in minus means what? Loss.
Loss.
So when I share this visual with my company people can understand using the visual where we are doing good and where we are doing bad. So by looking at this visual, my company people understand suppliers, bookcases, and tables have negative numbers. Negative numbers are nothing but what? Losses, right? Suppliers, bookcases, and tables are generating losses. They're generating losses. Copiers and phones are the one which is generating huge profits. When I share this visual with my company people will understand where we are doing good and bad. Based on that, they'll take some decisions. They'll take what? Decisions. What is the one decision my company people will take here is they're planning to stop selling suppliers, bookcases, and tables. Why they are planning to stop selling them? They're producing what? Losses. When I share the same visual with my company people decided to concentrate on more on copiers and phones business. Why they're getting more profits, right? Like this, they'll take the decision. Simple, guys. Companies require this kind of reports. Yeah, you guys can see a lot of reports here. Companies require this kind of reports. I'm just showing some sample reports to you. This is how the reports will look like. So using this kind of reports, companies will analyze the data. Based on that analysis, they'll take the decisions, right? Okay. Any company which is planning to create the reports, they need to perform on a complete process called what? Data analysis. People will think that we will go and create the reports. Before creating the reports, you need to do a lot of work. First, you need to do ETL. I'll talk about it. Next, you need to create OLAP database. Then only you can create what? Reports. There should have some process to create the reports. That process name is what? Data analysis. So companies will create the reports by performing the data analysis process. Companies will create reports by performing what process? Data analysis process. Companies will go and perform some data analysis process and they'll create the reports. Understand? So final conclusion is, you name any company or every company will perform what? Data analysis. By performing data analysis, they'll create what? Why companies will create the data analysis is to create reports. Why companies are creating the reports is to analyze the data. Why companies need to analyze the data means take better decisions. Analyze the data by analysis. You are doing just to take the decisions. Better decisions. In order to take better decisions, we need to analyze the data. Any company which need to take better business decisions, first what need analyze the data. In order to analyze the data, what they require? Reports. In order to create the reports, what they need to do? Data analysis process. Every company will perform the data analysis process. Using that, they'll create the reports. That reports will help us in analyzing the data. That analysis will help us in taking the better decisions, guys. Unless and until if you are not taking the better decisions, we cannot run company successfully, right? Okay, this is the story, guys. That is the reason I said that each and every company, no matter, even our training institute also, we need to analyze the data. For each course, how much amount we are spending, how much amount we are getting. Based on that, we can take the decisions. Which courses are generating more revenue? Which courses are generating less revenue? Based on that, we will spend in the marketing. Each and every company will perform what? Data analysis, no matter whether it's a big company or small company. Now, let's go and try to understand these 5 steps. Now, we got an idea who will perform data analysis. Now, we'll try to understand the data analysis. What are the different steps you have? What is the first step you have in the data analysis? OLTP. So first we'll try to understand OLTP. What is the full form for OLTP is online transactional processing. What is the full form? Online transaction. Before I start explaining OLTP, let me just tell you who is data analyst. Who is data analyst? Whom we call data analyst is the person who will perform the data analysis process is a data analyst. the person who performs data analysis is a data analyst. Is a data analyst. The person who do this ETL, who create this OLAP database, who create the reports, who share the reports with the clients, the person who do all the steps, we call it as a what? Data analyst. Simple, guys. Just have an idea. We'll learn more. Now, what is OLTP? What is OLTP is the place where company stores the business data, the place where companies stores business data we call as OLTP. We call it as what? OLTP. Simple, guys. Uh, if my company is storing the business data on the SQL server, we can call the SQL server as one OLTP. My company is storing the business data on the Oracle. I can also call Oracle as OLTP. Why? You got that name means another name for business data is transactional data. Business data also call it as what? Transactional data. So name itself is telling it is storing the transactional data, the place where we store transactional data. We call it as online transactional processing. So because it stores transaction data, in short, you call it as what? OLTP. Don't think much about it. So for everything, when we develop something, we need to give one name. So they're giving the name here. So we also have some name. My name is Sunil. For identity purpose, we'll have some names. In the real time also, in the software field also, when they develop something, they want to give a proper name. So wherever companies are storing the business data, they're calling that as OLTPs, guys. They're calling it as what? OLTPs. Where store the business data or transaction data, we call it as OLTP. Every company will have one or multiple OLTPs. One or what? Multiple OLTPs to store business data or transactional data. You take any company, the company will have what? OLTPs. Some company will have only one, some company will have what? Multiple. Why
Multiple.
multiple? Why multiple OLTPs? Is take an example. You take ICICI Bank. ICICI Bank will have lot of subjects data. They'll have loans data. They'll have credit card data, right? Might be they will not store both the data in single place. They might be storing the loans data in SQL Server. They might be storing the credit card data in the Oracle. That means how many OLTPs they are storing? Multiple. Some companies might have only one OLTP. Some companies will have multiple OLTPs where they are storing the business data or transaction data. Final point is already the companies which are running, they'll have what? Either one or multiple OLTPs where they'll store the business data. This is the starting point of data analysis, guys. This is the starting point of what? Data analysis. Now what happens is company will provide one or multiple OLTPs to the data analyst and ask to create the reports to analyze the data. Companies will provide one or multiple OLTPs to whom? Data analyst, and ask to create what? Reports. Such kind of reports they'll ask. They'll ask you to develop this kind of reports. So this OLTPs who will provide the to the data analyst? I'm telling company. Once company provide this OLTPs, using it, they are asking to generate what? Create the reports.
Report.
Now why company is asking to create the reports? Using that reports, they'll analyze the data. Company is asking to create these reports for what purpose? To analyze the data and to take the decisions, right? Now the point is, it is never recommended to go and create reports directly on OLTPs. Make a note. Important point is, it is never recommended to create reports directly on what?
OLTP.
OLTPs. Never recommended to create the reports directly on OLTPs. What is the reason, guys? We are trying to tell when company provided OLTP, when they ask you to create the report, data analyst is not supposed to go and create the reports directly on OLTPs, we are telling. What is the reason?
Raw data. And we need to filter that one. We need to check the quality of data and also filter
Ah,
it so that we have
so
meaningful.
there are a lot of times The OLTPs will have the data in the unstructured format. What format? Unstructured. Generally, into the OLTPs, data will come from different people, guys. Let's say in the Amazon, thousands of customers are getting and registered. When they're registering, they don't enter their information in the same format. Let's say I ask 1,000 customers to write the country name. So let's say there are 1,000 customers. Few customers will write the country name like US. Some companies will write country name like USA. Some customers will write the country name like United States. So data will enter into the OLTP from different people in different formats. There are more chances OLTPs contains data in the unstructured format, unstructured data, or we also call it as raw data. We also call it as what? Raw data. So that unstructured data, I'll tell you the example. What is unstructured data? So that unstructured data is not useful for what? Creating the reports. So if you go and create the reports here, you don't get the meaningful results. I'll practically show you. So that is the reason we never create reports directly on what? It is never recommended to create reports directly on what? OLTPs. Now, what data analysts need to do is, data analysts need to create a new database. Data analyst need to create a new database called OLAP. Called what? OLAP. So, who will provide OLTPs? I said company. Who need to create OLAP? Data analyst. This is a new brand new database which data analyst will create from the scratch. Why he is creating this database means in order to create what? Reports. Why he is not using this existing database means it have what? Unstructured data. Okay. Now we are telling what is OLAP full form is. OLAP stands for online analytical processing, right? Now you want to move the data. Currently data is there in the OLTP. The data we need to move it to where? OLAP. We'll move the data in the software field. To move the data from one place to another place, we'll use some softwares called what? ETL, guys. To move the data from OLTP database to OLAP database, to move the data from OLTP to OLAP database, OLTP to OLAP database, we will use what softwares? ETL softwares, guys. We will use ETL software. What ETL stands for? Extract, transform, load. Please concentrate. You'll get some clarity. Extract, transform, load. Okay, we guys are telling we need to move the data from OLTP to OLAP. What data we need to move is, you don't need to move complete business data into OLAP. While moving the data into the OLAP, we need to move only the data required for analysis purpose. Only the data required for what? Analysis purpose. What data is required for analysis? Only that data we need to move into where? OLAP. So what is the meaning? OLTP will have all your business data. But while moving the data to the OLAP, we need to move only data required for creating the reports. Create the data required for creating the reports, we call it as data required for analysis. Imagine in OLTP, you have 100 tables data. How many tables data? 100 tables, you have the data. So now in the reports, client want to see only 10 tables data. Imagine in the reports, how many tables data? 10 tables. You need to move from OLTP to OLAP. All the 100 tables are only 10 tables. I want to move only 10 tables, which is used for creating what? Reports. Remaining tables, you don't need to move. So, how you got this name is, in OLAP, we will store the data, analytical data. We'll store what type of data? Analytical data. The data required for analysis. I said that OLAP will have only data which is required for analysis or which is required for creating the reports. That data, we call it as analytical data. The place where we store the analytical data, we call it as what? Online analytical processing. In short, we call it as what? OLAP, guys. Okay. So this is the flow, guys. Now, when it comes to OLAP, OLAP will have the data in the structured format. OLAP will not have the data in the unstructured format. If you see, OLAP getting the data from where? OLTP only, right? You are telling OLTP contains what? Unstructured. But you people are telling OLAP contains what? Structured. How it is converting unstructured to structured? Because of ETL. If you directly load from OLTP to OLAP, then unstructured only. As you are moving through ETL, that ETL process will convert unstructured data to what? Structured data. The major work in the ETL is transform, guys. What is that? Transform. You will take the data. How many tables you will take? I said 10 tables. In the tables, you will transform the data. You will convert unstructured data to what? Structured. That structured data you will load into where? OLAP database. So try to understand, when company provide OLTP, it will have business data in the unstructured format. You need to bring the data to the ETL softwares. In the ETL softwares, you need to clean the data or you need to transform the data. Clean the data or what? Transform the data. That clean data or transformed data, we need to store it in where? OLAP. The place where we store the clean data or transformed data, we call it as OLAP. That data we will use it for what? Creating the reports, guys. Now, let's understand what is unstructured data, why it is not useful for creating the reports. And we'll understand what you will do in ETL. And we'll understand how we'll store in OLAP. Let's see what is unstructured data, what is structured data with small example, guys. I'll just give you a small example here. Look at this. So here the first table as, take the first table as OLTP. This is how the data will be in the OLTP. Take the second table as, this is how the data will be in the OLAP. How the data will move from OLTP to OLAP? Using ETL. In between OLTP and OLAP, you will have ETL process. So in OLTP, one customer entered the country name like what? United States. Second customer entered like what? US, U.S. USA. So each person entered in different format, but when it comes to here, same country. Country-wise sales is there. United Kingdom, what is the sales value? UK, what is the sales value? But when it comes to OLAP, we convert US in ETL tool, we convert US to what? United States. You convert U.S. to what? United States. If you see OLAP, everywhere the country name is in the same format. So when everywhere country name is in the same format, we call it a structured data. What data? In OLTP, we see each country name in a different format. It is unstructured data. Okay, now we got a basic idea. OLTP, unstructured data, OLAP, structured data. How you are converting is in the ETL software. Now let's go to the next slide, guys. Now we are trying to create this visual, report or visual directly on OLTP. This is OLTP, right? Unstructured data, right? You are trying to create the visual directly on unstructured data. You are trying to show country-wise sales. When I share this visual with my company people said this visual is wrong. So why this visual is wrong?
It's not in proper format.
See, not in the proper format means my company is doing the business only in 2 countries. I'm expecting to see only 2 sales values here. But it is showing how many sales values? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sales values it is showing. Using this report, I cannot do any analysis. So that is the problem, guys. If you forcefully go and directly create the reports on OLTP, you'll get meaningless results here. That is not useful for creating but doing the analysis. Now jump into the next slide. This is how the data in the OLAP. This is how the data in where? OLAP. This OLAP have the data in the structured format, guys. When I create the visual, what this reporting tool will do is, similar name, it will group as 1 and it will sum the sales value. When it sum the 5 sales values, it got a value called what? 1500. United Kingdom, it will group as 1 and it will show the sales values. When the reporting tool will group the values is, if it is same, then only it can group. Here it can group because in the same format, it can do the sum of sales. Now, when I share this visual with my company people said this visual is correct. Somehow. So they understand that we are doing the business in 2 countries, United States and United Kingdom. United States is the place where we have more sales. United Kingdom is the place where we have less sales, right? So that is the problem, guys. You people, with small example, this kind of examples, we'll discuss lot of examples in the coming classes. Final point is, I said that OLTPs will contain unstructured data. When you create the reports directly, we cannot do analysis with that reports. That is the reason we need to take the data to the ETL software and you need to clean the data or transform the data. Clean or transform the data. The clean data or transformed data will store in one database called what? OLAP. That database will use it for creating what? reports, guys. Now you tell me, we are seeing a lot of reports here, right? These reports will be created on top of OLTP or OLAP.
OLAP.
Always such kind of reports will create on OLAP. We don't create on what? OLTP,
OLTP.
guys. We don't create on OLTP. Next. Next one. So whatever the information you shown in the reports, we call that information as actionable information. Try to understand. The information which I shown in the reports, we call it as what? Actionable information, guys. Try to understand. So now go and read why we are calling it as actionable information. The data which is there in the report, we are calling it as actionable information, right? Why we are calling it as actionable information is when you share this visual to the client, what the clients will do is using the data available in the visual, they will take the actions. Yes or no?
Yes.
Actions are decisions. Actions, in other words, we call it as decisions. That is the reason we call this information as actionable information. Yes. Now, go and read the definition of data analysis now. This is the definition I read. Now you will get the justification to this definition. What I said about data analysis. Data analysis is a what? 5-step process. This 5-step process name is data analysis. What it will do? That 5-step will convert company's business data into what? Actionable information. Companies are storing the business data in where? OLTPs. Where we have actionable information? Reports. Converting the business data into actionable information. Converting the business data into the actionable information, we call it as what?
Data analysis.
Data analysis, guys. We call it as data analysis. To convert the business data into the actionable information, first you need to do what? ETL. Second, you need to create what? OLAP. Third, you need to create what? Reports. The 3 major steps in the data analysis is, first major step is what? ETL. For data analyst, 3 major step is ETL. First, second major step is what? Creating OLAP database. Third major step is what? Creating reports. So who will provide the OLTPs to the data analyst? Company. He no need to do anything here. And sharing the reports to the clients is an easy task. It's a what? Easy task. So this is what about data analysis, guys. So you guys understand this 5 steps, right? So in the last few minutes, we completely understand about what is data analysis. I said that once you understand about data analysis, second, we need to understand about Power BI. What you need to understand second? What is Power BI? Let's start with understanding what is Power BI now. What is Power BI is, who developed Power BI? Microsoft is the company developed the Power BI software. What is the reason Microsoft developed Power BI software? For doing what work? When a company is developing one software, it is to do certain work. Let's say Microsoft developed SQL Server database. Why Microsoft developed SQL Server databases? To store the data in the form of tables. Why the company developed Microsoft Power BI software? Microsoft developed Power BI software.
Data analysis. Data analysis or business intelligence.
To do data analysis. In simple terms, to do what? Data analysis. Microsoft understand that every company is doing data analysis. Why don't we develop a wonderful software which can do data analysis easily? So, in order to do these 5 steps, Microsoft developed a software called what? Power BI, guys. So here, what you need to know is Power BI is the name for collection of softwares. Power BI is not the name of single software. Power BI is the name for collection of what? Softwares. Right here, what are the different softwares available? First software available here is what? Power BI Desktop. Second software available here is what? Power BI Service. Third software available here is what? Power BI Report Server. And the fourth software available in Power BI is Power BI Mobile. Just concentrate, you'll get the idea. These are the 4 different softwares available in where? Power BI. I call these 4 softwares as collection of softwares. For them, Microsoft given the name called what? Power BI. Out of the 4 softwares here, the major software is Power BI Desktop, guys. If you take Power BI Desktop is a development software in Power BI. It is what software? Development software. 90% of time, Power BI developer will work in Power BI desktop only, guys. How much time? 90%
90%.
of time, Power BI developer will work in the Power BI desktop. He will do the development. The major software in Power BI is Power BI desktop. Remaining three softwares are there, right? In the three softwares, we will work for 10% of time only. The meaning is these three softwares are small softwares. They are very small, where we will work for less time. Okay. Now try to understand this Power BI desktop. I'll just open another image here. Power BI architecture image. When I go here, this is Power BI desktop. The Power BI desktop internally contains three more softwares: Power Query, Power Pivot, Power View. Power BI desktop contains how many softwares internally? Three: Power Query, Power Pivot, Power View. Write them. Power BI desktop contains first software as what? First software as Power Query. It has second software as what? Power Pivot. It has third software as what? Power View. Hmm? These are the different softwares available in Power BI. I list down all the softwares available in Power BI. What you guys need to do is, by using the softwares, we guys need to perform this data analysis. These 5 steps you need to perform using the softwares. Tell me, in this data analysis, who will provide this OLTPs? Take an example. You join this demo in order to learn what? You
Data analysis.
people are here to learn Power BI.
Yes.
Learn Power BI. How much time? My team already said that it might take 2 months of time to learn Power BI. How much time? 2
2 months.
months. Once you learn Power BI for 2 months, you will become a Power BI data analyst. After learning Power BI, you will become a what? Power BI data analyst. We call you people who know Power BI. We call them as a Power BI data analyst. This Power BI data analyst will join one company to do the data analysis. I said that every company will do data analysis, right? You'll go and join one company. In the company, you need to do this data analysis. The company will be storing the data in the OLTP. You need to take the data and you need to perform the data analysis. This Power BI data analyst need to perform the data analysis using what software? Power BI.
Power.
Using all the softwares available in this Power BI, we need to perform this data analysis, right? Tell me, guys, to the Power BI data analyst, who will provide this OLTPs? Company will provide it. So already this company will be there. Company will have this. They will hand over it. Once they provide it, what is the next step? What Power BI data analyst need to do? So he understands that OLTPs contains what? Unstructured
Unstructured.
data. He need to take the data into the ETL softwares and he need to clean the data. In Power BI, where we will do the ETL is in a software called what? Power Query.
Power
You have
query.
a lot of softwares here, right? You guys need to know where we can do ETL. To do ETL, there is a software called Power Query, guys. Write that point. Power Query is an ETL software in where? Power BI. In order to do ETL in Power BI, the only place you will do is Power Query. Try to understand. So in Power Query, you guys will do what? ETL. Power Query software will connect to data source. Wherever we are storing the business data, we call it as either a data source, we call it as OLTP. Both are same. OLTPs or what?
Data
Data
source.
sources. Both are same, which will store the business data. So this Power Query will connect to this OLTP. It will extract the data. Once you extract the tables in Power Query, it will transform the data. The transformed data will be loaded into Power Pivot. Into Power
Yes.
Pivot. Okay. Now, second step is once we understand OLTP will be provided by my company and we understand ETL will be performed in the Power Query. What is the next step? Creating
OLAP.
OLAP database. Where we will create the OLAP database is, we'll create the OLAP database. You need to know in Power BI where we'll create this OLAP. In Power
Pivot.
Pivot. Here you need to understand Power Pivot is a database. Power Pivot is a database which is used to create which one, guys? OLAP. Which is used to create OLAP. Just a second. Try to understand here how SQL Server is one database, how Oracle is one database, Power Pivot is also a database. How you will store the tables in SQL Server, how you will store the tables in Oracle, such kind of tables you can store in where? Power Pivot also.
Right.
Mhm. So you extract the tables, you clean the data in the tables, you will load the clean tables into Power Pivot. Power Pivot can store the clean tables because it's a database. Using the tables, you will create a what? OLAP case. Okay, so we understand that ETL will be performed in the Power Query. OLAP database will be created in where? Power Pivot. What is the next step, guys? We need to create the reports. Where is the place in Power BI will create the reports is using Power View. Power View is a software which will help you to create the reports. Power View is a software which is used to create which one, guys? Reports. Okay. You can see in the architecture slide in Power View, I'll just create visual reports. That visual reports contains what? Actionable information. Finally, we need to share with whom? Clients. When you want to share these reports directly with the clients, Power BI Desktop don't have the capability to share the reports to the client case. In order to share the report to the clients, first we need to publish the report to Power BI service. From there we can share it. Or we need to publish it to Power BI report server, we can share it. So here, what I'm trying to tell is Power BI Desktop don't have the capability to share the reports to the client. In order to share the reports, you need to use either Power BI service or Power BI report server. Write that point. To share the reports to the client, we people need to use either Power BI service or either we need to use Power BI report server. You people need to get one question here. What is the question you people need to get here is, in order to do ETL, I have only Power Query. In order to create OLAP database, I have only Power Pivot. In order to generate the reports, I have only Power View. But to share the reports to the clients, why you have what? Power BI service and Power BI report server. Why there are two softwares to do the same work? Duplicate, right?
Right.
So try to understand, no company will use both of them. A company will choose either Power BI service for sharing the reports. A company will choose either Power BI report server for sharing the reports. Anyone. What is the difference is, here one is cloud. Second one is on-premise. Second one is what? On-premise. Power BI service is what? Cloud. Power BI
Cloud.
report server is what?
On-prem.
On-premise. 99% of the companies, they'll publish the report to Power BI service. From there, they'll share with whom? Client.
Right.
1% of the companies, they'll publish the report to Power BI report server. From there, they'll share with whom? Clients. Most of the people are using what? Power BI Service Cloud. Write that points. Power BI Service is a Azure cloud-based software. It's Azure cloud-based software which is used to what? Share reports to the client. How much percentage?
90%.
99% of companies are using this. Power BI report server, what I said?
On-prem.
On-premise software which is used for what purpose? Share reports to the client. How much percentage I said? Only 1% of the companies they're using it. So here we will learn Power BI service, guys. As lot of companies are publishing the report to Power BI service and share the reports, we'll learn that. We'll see how to publish the report to Power BI service, how to share the reports to whom? Clients. Once you publish the report to Power BI service, once you share with the client, and how the client can see the report is, understand like this. I logged into Gmail, I send a Gmail to you. When I send a Gmail to you, where are the places you can check the Gmail? In your laptop, you can check the mail. Using your desktop, you can check the mail. What is the other way we can check the mail? Using mobile phones
Mobile.
also, we can check the mail, right? In the same
Right.
way, whatever the reports we share with whom? Clients. Clients can see them in where? Laptops, desktops,
Desktop.
mobiles. These are the three places they can check it. In order to check
Yes.
the report in the mobile, they require a mobile app. They require a what? Mobile app.
Mobile.
Microsoft developed a mobile app with the name called what? Power BI Mobile. When I go to Play Store or App Store, when I search with the name Power BI Mobile, you'll find a mobile app. Who need to download that mobile app? Developer need to download or client?
Client.
Client. Power BI Mobile. It's a mobile app. It's a mobile app. which is used for what purpose?
To view the report.
Which is used to view the reports. View the reports in either mobiles or tabs or iPads. We have mobile app for Microsoft developed mobile app for iOS, Android, and Windows. And what? Windows.
Windows.
So based on what mobile they're using, they'll download the mobile app and they can see it. These are the collection of softwares available in Power BI, guys. Now tell me, with the help of these softwares, am I able to do this complete data analysis? Yes. OLTP will be provided by my company. ETL will be performed in where? Power Query.
Query.
OLAP database will be created in where? Power Pivot.
Pivot.
Reports will be created in where? Power View. That
Mm.
reports will be shared mostly with what? Power BI service, right? So if someone
Yes.
asks you, tell what is Power BI, perfect definition for Power BI is Power BI is the name for collection of softwares which are used to perform data analysis. To perform what? Data analysis. This is the right definition for Power BI, guys. Power BI is the name for what? Collection of softwares. Those are used for what purpose? Data. We clearly write
Yes.
it here, right? So by this
Yeah.
time, we people completed what is data analysis, what is Power BI. Now let's jump into the last step, guys. I'll consolidate whatever I discussed so far. I'll just consolidate them in the two lines. Just two lines I'll consolidate. So in the data analysis, what is the first step is OLTPs. What is the first step in the data analysis? OLTPs.
Well,
Who will provide this OLTPs? Companies.
companies.
In the data analysis, what is the second step is ETL. Where we will do ETL in Power BI? Power
Query.
Query. Power Query. I'm just listing, guys. What I'm doing is I'm writing here how to do data analysis using what? Power BI. We understand ETL will be done in Power Query. After ETL, what is the next step? Creating OLAP. Where will create OLAP? I said Power Pivot.
Power pivot.
In the data analysis, after creating OLAP, what is the next step? Creating reports. Where will create the reports? We said Power
View.
View.
Power view.
Power View is the place where we'll create the reports. What is the last step?
Sharing.
Share reports with clients. Where we will, to share the reports with the clients, how we will share it? Using what? Power BI service. So these are the five steps data analysis have, and I clearly list how to do these five steps using Power BI, guys. The small two lines table will tell you how to perform data analysis using what? Power BI. So we
Power.
are done with the technically demo. I'll discuss some general points, guys. These general points are important in order to learn Power BI. I will not take much time to explain these general points. So let me tell you a few general points. By this time, we got the complete introduction to which software? Power BI software today. As part of this, you understand these 3 points. Now let me write some general points and discuss it. Instead of typing them, I'll go to the previous batch notepad. I'll just copy paste it from there. The general points, what I need to explain, I'll just copy paste those points from another notepad like this. Where is that, guys? Here. Fine. The first point you guys need to know is when I'm going to start the new batches. So already one batch was started on 17th December, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Might be these timings will not work for you. And actually, we plan a batch from tomorrow itself. But no, I'm not going to start it because we have Christmas here. I don't think it will work out. We are going to start batch on 5th, guys. So January 5th, it is on Monday. So the next batch will start 5th Jan 2026, guys. 5th Jan 2026. And it's Monday. It's what? Monday. I'm going to start the batch at what time? 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time. Few days back, I started a batch. People who have urgency, you can join this batch also. We just completed only introduction classes there. You can join. People who have time, another 10 days, you can wait. We are going to start the batch on coming Monday. Okay, right, guys. That is about the new batch. Another 2 classes you can attend for free. 2 more classes are what? Continuation
Free.
to today's class on 5th January. Continuation to today's class on 5th January on Monday at 9:30 a.m. So you can join 5th and 6th classes for free. What are the 2 classes you can attend for free? 5th and 6th. You guys can attend classes for free, guys. And two more, that 2 more classes I'll start practicals. Today we understand only theory, right? In the next 2 classes, I'll practically explain it. What I'll start in the next immediate classes, Power BI developer work will start in where? Power BI desktop. This data who will provide? Company will provide. This our work will start in Power BI desktop. In the next class, I'll tell you how to install Power BI desktop. After installing Power BI desktop, I'll tell you how to open Power Query and how to do what? ETL. Then I'll tell you in Power Pivot how to create what? OLAP. Then I'll tell you in Power View how to create what? Visual reports.
Free.
Then I'll tell you how to publish the reports to Power BI service, how to share with what? Clients. This
Right.
complete process, what I theoretically discussed today, in the next 2 classes, you will practically learn them. And it is completely free. It will not cost you anything. You just join the next 2 free classes and you guys decide, guys, whether you want to continue or not. So next 2 classes, practically at a high level, how Power BI software will work, you will learn. Okay. That's about the new batch details, guys. Now I am going to drop one mail. After a few minutes, you will get one mail from us. The mail will contain recorded session. The mail will contain notepad. Not only this, every class you will get one Word document, guys. This is the introduction class Word document. So every class such kind of Word document you'll get, where you'll find the explanation about that class. Introduction class Word document. Along with that, you also get what? Course content. This is the course content, Power BI course content. I'm going to attach this course content in the mail, guys. You people will get this course content. And this have totally how many pages? 11 pages. I will not go and walk through all the 11 pages. Look at this. What is the duration of the course? 60 hours, guys. I'll take this course. Classes will be from Monday to Saturday. Sunday is holiday, guys. Sunday is off. So in that case, to complete the every day 1 hour I'll take, it will take more than how much time? 2 months. More than 2 months to complete the 60 hours duration. I will not go and walk through every point now. I will attach this. You can go through it and you can see what topics I'll cover. But let me tell you a high level breakdown of 60 hours. Now I'll give you high level breakdown of how many hours? 60 hours, case. What is the breakdown is? So the 60 hours you will learn how to perform what? Data analysis using Power BI. In this data analysis, who will provide the OLTPs, I said? Companies. We don't need to spend any time here. The first step, Power BI developer will do what? ETL in the
Oh,
Power Query. You need to do ETL in which software? Power Query. We will start learning Power Query for how many hours? 13 hours. The 13 hours of time, what you will learn? How to do the ETL activities. There you will learn about a language called what? Mashup
mashup.
language. After ETL, what is the next step we will do? We need to create OLAP database in which software? Power Pivot. We will start learning the Power Pivot for how many hours, I said? 17 hours.
So
Where you will learn what? How to create OLAP database. While creating OLAP database, we will learn about data modeling concepts, data warehousing concepts, and one important language called DAX language. Which language? DAX is the
that's
most important language for the Power BI developer. So, okay, once you learn about creating OLAP database for 17 hours, then you will learn what? Creating reports in where? Power View. Then we'll start learning Power View for how many hours? 17 hours. Where you will learn what? How to create the reports. Once you create the reports, what is the last step? Share reports to the clients using a software called what? Power BI service. You
service.
guys will learn Power BI service for how many hours? 13 hours. Where you will learn what topics? Azure cloud concepts, admin related concepts, and you also learn Power BI projects. Believe me, guys, with this 60 hours of training, you can keep 3 to 5 years of experience comfortably on Power BI. In such a level, I'll teach the things. Okay, guys. So let me tell you what add-ons you'll get from this course. In this course, you'll get what? Real-time projects. I'll just show you one of the project, what you will cover. This kind of projects we'll do. This project requirement document have from where you will get the source data. Source data is getting from which database? SQL Server. Such kind of tables are there. We'll take the data from these tables, and as per the requirements, we'll do ETL. We have some requirements for ETL. We have some requirements for creating the OLAP database like this. So like this requirement document have a lot of requirements. We'll read the requirements. As per the requirements, we will develop the reports, guys. We'll develop the project. So this such kind of real-time projects we'll do. Believe me, however, I'll execute the project in the classes. Even tomorrow, when you join in the Power BI project in the company, the way you do the project is pin to pin same. What softwares we'll use in the class, same softwares you'll use in the company. How I execute the project, same way you'll execute the project in the company. No doubt in it. Right, guys? So now, before I go and explain remaining 3 points, I'll come back here. Let me go and jump in and try to explain who can run Power BI. Who are the people who have jobs on Power BI? Freshers have jobs on Power BI. Freshers means who completed their education in the year 2022, 23 or 24. Sorry, guys, 22 might be they don't consider. 23, 24, 25. 22, 23, 24, 25 who completed, they might be considered as what? Freshers. We have opportunities for freshers. And who have career break. Career break means you just imagine you completed the education 4 5 years back. So 4 5 years you are not working anywhere for some reasons. That means you have some gap. You people best to learn Power BI. When you learn Power BI, you don't get they don't take you as a fresher. This career gap people must and should need to keep 3 to 5 years of experience, guys, based on the gap you have. So minimum you need to keep 3 to 5 years of experience, right? Ah, so and not only career gap people, career transition. So lot of people who will come to me and learn Power BI is already they are working. Might be they are working in some other domain. They are working in banking sector, or they are working in healthcare sector. They are working in some admin side, or they are working in some HR side. They are planning to switch into data analytics case. So this is the best tool to learn. This career transition people also want to keep what? 3 to 5 years of experience. Okay, so in this case, most of the people want to keep 3 to 5 years of experience who come to me. I promise you, when you are done with this 60 hours or 2 months of course, you can comfortably keep how much years of experience? 3 to 5 years of experience. Now, what I'm going to teach is Power BI developer roles and responsibilities. When we start any Power BI project, in that project, Power BI developer, what roles and responsibilities you will have, we will discuss. These are the Power BI developer roles and responsibilities. You can see here. In any Power BI project, as a Power BI developer, what are the roles and responsibilities you will have? We listed a lot of roles and responsibilities we'll discuss with real-time scenarios, guys. And we not only discuss roles and responsibilities, we'll help you in preparing what? Resume. I'll talk to you one-on-one, whether you are a fresher or a career gap person or an experienced person. I'll just talk to you, and based on that, I'll prepare the resume. We'll help you. And we also provide what? Interview questions, and we'll discuss them. And we'll conduct what? Mock interviews. So all the 60 hours of recorded sessions we will share with you. Every class recording you'll get. When you are doing the practice, if you got any question, you don't need to wait for me. We have a support team who can clarify your questions, guys. You don't need to wait for me. You can just reach to the support team. They will help you to clarify your questions. And then finally, if the support team is not able to help you to clarify your questions, you can reach out to me also. Okay. So this is what we are going to cover. I clearly listed in the 60 hours of time what we are going to offer for you. And now I'll go with the questions. A common question we'll get from lot of people is, any prerequisite to learn what? Power BI. Lot of people will think that if I know Excel, then only I can learn Power BI. So strictly, even if you don't know Excel, you can go and learn what? Power BI. Even some people will think that if you know SQL, then only we can learn Power BI. Even without knowing SQL, you can learn what? Power BI. Strictly, I can say, in order to learn Power BI software, no prerequisite case. Even you are coming from non-IT background, even you don't have any computer knowledge, you don't have excellent SQL knowledge, you can learn in the 60 hours from very basic to the project level of classes in Power BI. Okay, you can happily join Power BI course and you can complete the course in 60 hours. You can learn Power BI effectively. But only learning Power BI will not give you the job. Try to understand. When you learn only Power BI, when you try for interviews, you don't get the job. Lot of Power BI job opportunities. You will be in the combination of Power BI plus SQL, guys. What is the other skill they required? SQL. You don't search any Power BI job. You will find mandatorily what skill there? SQL. So what is the SQL? What is the SQL is? SQL stands for to get the job on Power BI. What is mandatory? SQL. If you see 90% of Power BI jobs will be in the combination of what? Power BI plus SQL. There are some jobs will have Power BI plus SQL plus Python, Power BI plus SQL plus Excel, Power BI plus SQL plus Power Apps, Power BI plus SQL plus ADF, Power BI SQL W. I can say at this point of time, you can ignore remaining skills. You can concentrate on what? Power BI and SQL. Now, what is SQL stands for? Structured Query Language. It's a common language which is used in all the databases. Today, to explain the class, I choose one common language between you and me, English. The same way, is it common for you and me or not? In the same way, the SQL language is common for what? All the databases. So here, what is the SQL? I can say SQL language, nowhere I'll use in Power BI. To extract the data, I don't use SQL. In Power Query to do ETL, I don't use SQL. In Power Pivot to create OLAP database, I don't use SQL. In Power View to create the reports, I don't use SQL. To publish the report to Power BI service to share the reports to the client, I don't use SQL. Without using single line of SQL, I can complete the Power BI project. When a Power BI developer can complete the project without writing SQL, then why every Power BI job they're asking SQL? Why they're asking SQL? So strictly Power BI developer will not write any SQL code in the Power BI development. When I'm doing the development here, I don't write single line of SQL code. So strictly I can write Power BI developer nowhere will write single line of SQL code in the development. Power BI developer will not write SQL code in the development. SQL code in where? Development. Without writing the SQL code, you can complete the development. When you can complete the development without writing any SQL code, then why every Power BI job you see, they're asking what skill mandatory? SQL. What is the reason is, after you create the report, when you create the report, you take the data from data source. Mostly companies will store the business data in the databases, SQL Server, Oracle, such kind of databases they'll store. Databases can understand only one language called what? SQL, I said. Okay, you take the data from SQL Server to Power Query, you do ETL, and load into Power Pivot to create OLAP, and you take the data to Power View and generate the reports. How can you blindly tell your report is correct? You are moving the data from multiple places. Three softwares you are moving the data. There are more chances you will do the mistake. So you might be showing the wrong number in the report. Can I share the wrong number to the clients? After you create the report, you need to go and test whether that number is correct or not. How to test that number is correct or not is, you need to go to the database. Databases can understand only one language called what? SQL. Using that SQL language, you need to write what? Queries. That queries will give what? Output. That output you need to compare with what?
Reports.
Report output. When this output and report output is same, then your report is correct. Then only you need to share with what? Clients. Now go and see here. To develop the reports, we don't require what? SQL. To test the data in the reports, we need what? SQL. I clearly explained. In our training institute, we are teaching MySQL database where you will learn all the SQL concepts for how many hours? 30 hours. It is for Power BI is for how many hours?
60 hours.
60 hours. You learn SQL for how many hours? 30 hours.
30.
SQL is common. You learn any database, no matter if you already know SQL, you learn only Power BI. If you don't know SQL, you learn both Power BI, SQL. SQL also we need to spend 30 hours. SQL is the most important skill for becoming a data analyst. Hmm? Fine, guys. This is all about today's class. I'm done with the demo. We'll go with the questions now. Anybody have any questions?